Welcome back to our channel, Rare Coins All World, where we explore the fascinating world of rare and valuable coins. Today, we have a truly exciting and valuable coin to talk about, the 1965 Washington quarter with the mint mark of D or S. This unassuming coin, which many of us have probably seen or even held in our hands, has an incredible backstory and a potential worth that may surprise you. This video will not only dive deep into the history and design of the 1965 Washington quarter but also explain how you can identify whether this coin could be worth a small fortune. Now, when most people think about Washington quarters, they think of the iconic design featuring George Washington's bust on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. While the Washington quarter has been a staple of U.S. coinage for decades, the 1965 Washington quarter holds a special place in the world of coin collectors. This coin was minted during a time of major change for the United States, both politically and economically, which makes it a historical artifact that collectors and numismatists alike find especially interesting. Let's begin by taking a step back and understanding the historical context of the 1965 Washington quarter. In 1965, the United States was facing significant changes in its monetary system. That year, Congress passed the Coinage Act, which resulted in the reduction of silver content in many U.S. coins. Up until this point, quarters, dimes, and half dollars were primarily made of 90% silver, but the rising costs of silver, along with the economic pressures of the 1960s, led to the switch to a copper-nickel-clad composition for most coins. As a result, the 1965 Washington quarters are composed of 75% copper and 25% nickel, with no silver content at all. This change marked the end of an era for U.S. coinage, and the 1965 Washington quarter became one of the first coins to feature this new composition. But here's where things get even more interesting. The 1965 Washington quarter wasn't the only coin minted during this period that experienced changes in design and composition. The reduced silver content meant that the 1965 coinage was quite different from the quarters that had come before it, making the 1965 Washington quarter a unique and important coin for collectors. What makes the 1965 Washington quarter particularly valuable is the condition of the coin, as well as its rarity in certain forms. While many 1965 quarters were minted in high numbers, there are certain versions that are far rarer and much more valuable than others. Let's talk about these rarer versions and what makes them so special. First, there are the key mint marks to pay attention to: the D mint mark, indicating that the coin was minted at the Denver Mint, and the S mint mark, indicating that the coin was minted in San Francisco. Coins minted at the San Francisco Mint are generally rarer and, therefore, more valuable. In fact, the 1965 San Francisco Washington quarter is particularly valuable, as it was minted only for proof coinage, making it a rare find for collectors. Proof coins are specially made for collectors, and they are struck with more care and attention than regular circulating coins. Because of this, a proof version of the 1965 Washington quarter, particularly one in mint condition, can be worth a significant amount more than a regular coin. In addition to the mint marks, the condition of the coin plays a huge role in its value. Coins that are well preserved, showing minimal wear, and have retained their original luster are much more valuable than those that have been heavily circulated or damaged. Coins are graded based on their condition, with a scale ranging from poor to mint state, MS 70. A coin with a higher grade means it is more pristine and, therefore, more valuable. The 1965 Washington quarter in mint condition could fetch significantly more on the market than a quarter that's been worn down from years of circulation. Now, let's get to the big reveal. While a typical 1965 Washington quarter is worth its face value of 25 cents, some rare examples in outstanding condition can fetch a surprising amount of money. So, how much could a 1965 Washington quarter be worth? For a 1965 quarter with a mint mark, in excellent or mint state condition, especially a proof coin, the value could rise to hundreds or even thousands of dollars. But wait, we're not done. Some of the rarest, highest-graded 1965 Washington quarters can be worth an absolutely mind-blowing amount. If you happen to come across a flawless, error-free example, or a particularly rare variety with unique characteristics, you could be looking at a value of $100,000. Yes, you read that correctly. $100,000 for a single coin. This is what makes coin collecting such an exciting and rewarding hobby, the possibility of discovering a hidden gem in your pocket change or in a collection of coins you've had for years. A well-preserved 1965 Washington quarter with the right mint mark and in top-notch condition can be a serious asset, so it's definitely worth checking your old coins carefully. But how can you identify whether your 1965 Washington quarter is worth so much? Let's go over some key features to look for. Mint mark. Look for the mint mark on the obverse side of the coin. If the coin has an S mint mark, it's likely more valuable than a coin with a D mint mark condition. Check the coin's condition. A coin in uncirculated or mint condition is always worth more. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to check for any scratches, discoloration, or wear. The cleaner and sharper the details, the more valuable it could be. Proof coins. Make sure to differentiate between regular circulating coins and proof coins. Proof coins have a mirror-like finish and are generally sold in protective cases. These can be highly valuable. Errors, minting errors, such as double strikes or off-center strikes, can make a coin significantly more valuable. These errors are rarer and highly sought after by collectors. In conclusion, while the 1965 Washington quarter might seem like just another coin in your collection or loose change, it could be worth a significant amount of money depending on its condition, mint mark, and rarity. If you're lucky enough to find one in excellent condition or with a rare minting error, you could be holding a coin worth as much as $100,000. Today, we have a very special coin to talk about, one that may just be hiding in your change jar, in your collection, or even in a box of forgotten items. It's the 1974 Washington quarter dollar with the mint mark D or S. This seemingly ordinary coin has the potential to surprise you with its value and historical significance. So, let's dive in and explore everything you need to know about this coin, its unique features, and how you can determine its true worth. Before we get into the details of how much this coin could be worth, let's take a quick look at the background of the Washington quarter and the year it was minted. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday. Over the decades, this coin has been produced with various changes in design, minting practices, and materials. The 1974 Washington quarter was part of the regular series of quarters minted in the 1970s. But, don't let its common appearance fool you. This coin could have a much higher value than its face value of 25 cents, depending on its condition, mint mark, and any unique features it might have. In 1974, the U.S. Mint produced Washington quarters with two primary mint marks, D for the Denver Mint and S for the San Francisco Mint. These mint marks are important because they help identify where the coin was produced, and sometimes, they can make a significant difference in the coin's rarity and value. The 1974 Denver Mint Washington quarters are far more common compared to the ones minted at the San Francisco Mint, but it's the 1974 S that stands out among collectors due to its lower production numbers. But we'll get into that in more detail shortly. Now, why exactly are collectors and investors so interested in the 1974 Washington quarter? Well, there are several factors that contribute to its potential value, even decades after it was minted. First, we need to understand that coin collectors don't just look for rare coins, they also place significant value on coins that are in excellent condition. When a coin is well preserved and has very few signs of wear, it can fetch a significantly higher price than a coin that has been heavily circulated. The grade of the coin is one of the most important aspects that determine its value. The highest grade a coin can achieve is MS 70, which means the coin is flawless and has no defects. Coins that are graded anywhere near that level, especially if they come from a specific mint or year, can be worth much more than their face value, but that's not all. The 1974 Washington quarter, despite being part of a larger series of quarters, can also have value due to specific minting errors. Coin collectors and investors alike are often on the lookout for rare minting errors such as double strikes, misalignments, or off-center strikes. These errors happen when the coin dies don't properly align during the minting process, resulting in a unique and valuable mistake. For instance, if you happen to find a 1974 Washington quarter with a noticeable double strike, it could potentially be worth thousands of dollars, depending on its quality and rarity. Another factor that can affect the value of the 1974 Washington quarter is the quality of the coin's finish. In 1974, the U.S. Mint was still producing a lot of coins with the standard finish for circulating currency, which means the coins were struck multiple times to ensure they would be ready for circulation. However, some of the 1974 Washington quarters were struck with a proof-like finish, which gives them a shiny, mirror-like appearance that makes them stand out in any collection. These proof-like coins are not only visually stunning but also quite rare, and they are much sought after by collectors. When we look at the specific value of the 1974 Washington quarter, the condition and rarity of the coin come into play. For example, if you find a 1974 Washington quarter in perfect condition, it could be worth significantly more than a standard 1974 quarter. While the 1974 Washington quarter is relatively common and can be found at face value in most cases, the 1974 coin, especially in higher grades, could be worth anywhere from $10 to $50, depending on its specific characteristics. However, there are always exceptions. If you manage to find one with a unique error or in exceptional condition, the price could skyrocket. But here's the most exciting part: some 1974 Washington quarters, particularly those with rare features like minting errors or uncirculated conditions, can fetch incredible prices. And it's not just about finding a coin in good shape. Sometimes, the rarity of a specific variety or the combination of a particular mint mark, condition, and strike error can push the value of a coin to astonishing levels. So, you may be asking, how much could a 1974 Washington quarter actually be worth? If you have a rare, high-grade 1974 Washington quarter, you could be looking at a price tag of $95,000, that's right, $95,000 for a single coin. While this is certainly on the extreme end of the scale, it's not impossible. In fact, there have been cases where well-preserved or error-ridden 1974 Washington quarters have been sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. It's important to remember that not every 1974 Washington quarter will fetch that much, but if you happen to find one in pristine condition, or one with a rare minting flaw, you could have an incredibly valuable coin on your hands. So, how can you identify if your 1974 Washington quarter is valuable? Here are some things to look for. Mint mark. Check the obverse side of the coin to find the mint mark, which is located just beneath Washington's neck. A coin with the S mint mark from the San Francisco Mint is generally rarer than the D mint mark from the Denver Mint. Condition. Examine the coin for wear, scratches, or any signs of damage. A coin in uncirculated or mint condition is always worth more than a worn one. Look for details like sharp lettering and well-defined features. Errors. Check for any minting errors. If you notice an off-center strike, double strike, or other irregularities, you might have an error coin that could be worth a lot more. Finish. If the coin has a shiny, mirror-like appearance, it could be a proof-like coin, which is also more valuable than a standard coin from circulation. In conclusion, the 1974 Washington quarter may seem like just another coin, but its potential value is far greater than what meets the eye. Whether it's due to a rare mint mark, exceptional condition, or a unique minting error, this coin has earned a place in the hearts of collectors and investors alike. If you happen to come across a 1974 Washington quarter that's in excellent condition, with the right mint mark or an error, don't just brush it off as another coin in your collection. You could be sitting on a rare gem that might be worth $95,000. Today's video, where we'll be discussing an iconic coin in US history that may just be hiding in your collection or even in your loose change. Yes, we're talking about the 1982 Washington quarter. At first glance, this quarter might seem like just another coin, but you might be surprised to learn that it holds some serious value among collectors. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting your collection, today we're diving into the fascinating world of the 1982 Washington quarter and what makes it so valuable. So, let's get started and explore how this seemingly common coin could be worth much more than its face value. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932, replacing the standing Liberty quarter. It was designed to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday and has been in continuous production ever since. The design of the quarter features a profile of George Washington on the obverse, front, and an eagle on the reverse, back. Throughout the years, the Washington quarter has undergone some changes, including slight adjustments to its design, but the coin itself has remained a cornerstone of American currency. Now, let's fast forward to 1982. This was a time of economic change and innovation in the United States, and the Washington quarter was no exception. In 1982, the U.S. Mint produced millions of quarters as part of the regular series, and these quarters were released into circulation for everyday use. However, despite its mass production, not all 1982 Washington quarters are created equal. There are several factors that contribute to the value of a specific coin, and today we'll cover how the 1982 Washington quarter stands out and how it could be worth much more than you might expect. Point 1: of the first things to consider when evaluating the value of a coin is its condition. Like all coins, the 1982 Washington quarter was made to be used in daily transactions, meaning that many of these coins were worn down over time due to circulation. A coin that has been heavily used will have visible scratches, dings, and worn edges. However, if you happen to have an uncirculated or almost mint condition 1982 Washington quarter, that coin could be worth much more than its 25-cent face value. Coins that have been kept in pristine condition, free from wear and tear, are highly sought after by collectors because they represent a piece of history in almost untouched form. But condition isn't the only thing that affects a coin's value. Mint marks are another crucial factor in determining a coin's worth. Mint marks are small letters located on the obverse of the coin, beneath George Washington's neck, which indicate where the coin was produced. For the 1982 Washington quarter, the U.S. Mint produced coins with 3 different mint marks: D for the Denver Mint, S for the San Francisco Mint, and P for the Philadelphia Mint. Of these, the San Francisco Mint produced a significantly smaller number of coins, and this relative rarity can make the 1982 Washington quarter particularly valuable, especially in higher grades. The Denver Mint produced the majority of the 1982 Washington quarters, making those coins more common and typically less valuable. Now, let's discuss a very important aspect of coin collecting: errors. Minting errors are rare occurrences that happen when the coins are struck by the dies at the U.S. Mint. These errors can take many forms, from double strikes to off-center coins to die cracks and more. Coins with errors can be incredibly valuable because they are essentially one-of-a-kind pieces that collectors are eager to add to their collections. While it's not guaranteed that you will find a rare error on a 1982 Washington quarter, it's important to keep an eye out for any unusual markings or inconsistencies that could make your coin more valuable. In particular, some collectors are on the lookout for quarters with proof-like finishes. These special finishes were applied to some coins, giving them a brilliant, mirror-like shine that stands out from the standard coins in circulation. Although the 1982 Washington quarter was not part of a special proof set, some of the coins from that year were struck with proof-like finishes, and these coins are rarer than their standard counterparts. If you happen to find a 1982 Washington quarter with a flawless, reflective finish, it could potentially fetch a higher price. Another factor to consider when determining the value of the 1982 Washington quarter is the demand for that particular year. Some years are simply more sought after by collectors than others, and this can be driven by factors such as the rarity of certain mint marks, the overall number of coins minted, and the condition of the coins available on the market. In the case of the 1982 Washington quarter, there was a relatively high mintage, especially for the coins produced at the Denver Mint. However, certain specific varieties, such as the proof-like coins or those with minting errors, may see higher demand from collectors. If a collector is missing a specific variety from their set or is particularly focused on error coins, they might be willing to pay a premium for a 1982 Washington quarter. It's important to note that the silver content of the 1982 Washington quarter is minimal. Unlike earlier Washington quarters that were struck in 90% silver, the 1982 quarters were produced using a copper-nickel clad composition. This composition means that the value of the coin is not driven by its intrinsic metal content but rather by its rarity, condition, and unique features. Silver content does not significantly contribute to the value of the 1982 coin, so don't expect the same kind of premiums that you might find with earlier silver coins. So, how much is your 1982 Washington quarter worth? Well, if you happen to own a well-preserved, uncirculated example of the coin with a desirable mint mark, you could be looking at a value far beyond its face value. A coin in near-perfect condition, especially one that has been graded by a professional organization like the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, or Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, could be worth anywhere from $10 to $100 or more depending on its specific attributes. However, for those rare coins with significant minting errors, proof-like finishes, or other extraordinary characteristics, the value can climb even higher. In fact, collectors have paid $85,000 for unique examples of the 1982 Washington quarter, depending on the rarity of the coin and its condition. Yes, you heard that correctly, $85,000 for just one coin. Now, let's take a moment to remind ourselves that finding a coin with this kind of value is certainly not something that happens every day. Most 1982 Washington quarters will not reach the $85,000 mark, but the potential for a valuable coin is always there. Whether you're just starting out as a collector or you've been at it for years, it's always worth checking your collection, looking through your spare change, and keeping an eye out for the rare finds that could make a big difference. Today's exciting video, where we will be exploring one of the most fascinating coins in U.S. history, the 1979 Washington quarter. It's a coin that many of you may have come across in your pocket change or even found stashed away in a coin jar. But did you know that this seemingly ordinary quarter could be worth a lot more than just 25 cents? In fact, there are specific 1979 Washington quarters that are valued at a mind-blowing amount of money. Stick with me as we delve into the world of coin collecting, and by the end of this video, you might just look at your quarters a little differently. The Washington quarter has a long and storied history. First introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth, it quickly became one of the most recognizable coins in the United States. The design of the Washington quarter is iconic. On the obverse, front, of the coin, you'll find a portrait of George Washington, the first president of the United States, and on the reverse, back, you'll see an eagle, a symbol of strength and freedom. Over the years, the design has remained relatively consistent, but certain years, especially 1979, are highly coveted by collectors. So, why does the 1979 Washington quarter stand out in the world of numismatics? Well, just like any other collectible item, the value of a coin is determined by several factors: its rarity, condition, and unique characteristics. The 1979 Washington quarter is no exception, and there are a few things about this coin that set it apart from others in the series. First, let's talk about the mintage. The 1979 Washington quarter was produced in large quantities by the U.S. Mint. In fact, it was one of the most widely circulated coins of the year. Millions of these coins were made at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints, and they made their way into circulation almost immediately. While this might make the 1979 Washington quarter seem common, it's actually the condition and other rare characteristics that can drive the price up significantly. So, even though it was produced in large numbers, that doesn't mean that all of them are the same or that they're all worth just a quarter point. One of the most significant factors that determines the value of a 1979 Washington quarter is its condition. Coins that have been circulated and show signs of wear and tear, scratches, discoloration, or rounded edges, will naturally be worth less than coins that have been well preserved. If you have a 1979 Washington quarter that has been kept in near mint condition, it could fetch a much higher value. Uncirculated coins, meaning they have never been used in everyday transactions, are the most desirable to collectors. These coins might have been carefully stored by previous owners or set aside by collectors hoping to keep their value intact. In the case of the 1979 Washington quarter, coins in higher grades, like MS 65, Mint State 65, or higher, are in particularly high demand. These coins have retained their sharp features, crisp details, and shine, which is what collectors look for when determining the value of a coin. The better the condition, the higher the price tag. Even coins that show minimal wear, especially those with just a slight amount of toning or light handling, can significantly increase the price. Now, let's talk about the mint marks. Mint marks are small letters that indicate where the coin was produced. The 1979 Washington quarter came from 3 different mints: the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, and the San Francisco Mint. On the obverse side of the coin, you'll find a mint mark below George Washington's neck. A D represents the Denver Mint, an S indicates the San Francisco Mint, and no mint mark means the coin was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. It's important to note that each of these mints produced different quantities of coins in 1979, and some mint marks are rarer than others. The San Francisco Mint in particular is known for producing proof coins, which are specially struck for collectors and have a mirror-like finish. If you happen to come across a 1979 Washington quarter that was part of a proof set or has been preserved in excellent condition, that coin could be worth significantly more than the typical 1979 Denver or Philadelphia versions. Minting errors are another aspect that could potentially make your 1979 Washington quarter extremely valuable. These errors occur when something goes wrong during the minting process. For example, double strikes, off-center coins, or coins with missing details can result in valuable collectibles. Minting errors are relatively rare, but when they do occur, they can make certain coins incredibly desirable among collectors. A 1979 Washington quarter with an error, like a double die or off-center strike, could dramatically increase in value. In some cases, these error coins can sell for thousands of dollars, depending on the severity of the error and the rarity of the piece. Collectors are also looking for specific varieties. A variety is a slight change or difference in the coin that occurs due to different dies being used during the minting process. These differences can include things like changes in the lettering, the size of the mint mark, or even slight differences in the design itself. A 1979 Washington quarter with an unusual variety can be worth much more than a standard issue of the coin. These types of varieties are often discovered by sharp-eyed collectors who are constantly on the lookout for those subtle differences that can make a coin stand out. Let's not forget that the demand for specific coins can play a huge role in determining their value. In the case of the 1979 Washington quarter, coins in certain grades, with certain mint marks, or with unique features, can be highly sought after by collectors looking to complete their sets. Some collectors focus on collecting quarters from specific years, while others might be interested in coins from particular mints or with specific errors. The combination of these factors can make a 1979 Washington quarter especially valuable to the right buyer. If you're wondering how much you could actually sell a 1979 Washington quarter for, the price really depends on a variety of factors. For a typical circulated coin in decent condition, you might expect to get around $5 to $10. However, if you have a coin that's been well preserved, with a higher grade or a unique mint mark, the price could climb even higher. Coins in exceptional condition, like those with proof-like finishes or rare minting errors, can fetch significantly more. But here's the kicker: if you happen to own a particularly rare or high-grade example of the 1979 Washington quarter, something with an error, proof-like finish, or other unique features, you could be looking at a jaw-dropping price. Some rare coins have sold for as much as $88,000. Yes, you heard that right, $88,000 for just one coin. This is an extraordinary amount for a coin that most people overlook as just another quarter. But as we've seen, the world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and sometimes, a simple coin can be worth more than you could ever imagine. In conclusion, while the 1979 Washington quarter may seem like just another coin you might come across in your spare change, there's a whole world of possibilities hidden within it. From the condition of the coin, to the mint mark, to rare errors and varieties, the value of a 1979 Washington quarter can vary widely depending on these factors. Today, we're going to shine a spotlight on a coin that might just surprise you, the 1998 Washington quarter dollar. You might be wondering, what makes this particular quarter so valuable, especially when millions of these coins were minted? Well, prepare to be amazed, because this coin has a story to tell that might just change the way you look at your pocket change forever. The Washington quarter has been an iconic part of American currency for decades. Since its introduction in 1932, this coin has been one of the most recognizable in the U.S. Mint's entire portfolio. The obverse side of the quarter, featuring a portrait of George Washington, has become an enduring symbol of American history. The reverse side typically displays an eagle, though in some special editions, you'll find different designs celebrating the national parks, states, or other significant events in U.S. history. The 1998 Washington quarter is a part of the modern series of quarters, minted during the late 20th century. For most people, the 1998 Washington quarter might seem like just another ordinary coin. It's made of the familiar copper-nickel clad, and it was produced in large numbers. So, what sets this coin apart, and why is it so valuable? Well, a lot of factors contribute to the worth of this coin, and they may surprise you. First, let's start with the mintage. The U.S. Mint produced a significant number of 1998 Washington quarters, more than 1 billion of them. They were struck at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints, and these coins were sent into circulation throughout the country. While the sheer number of coins produced might make the 1998 Washington quarter seem like it's not worth much, remember that rarity is just one aspect of coin value. It's the other characteristics that make a particular 1998 quarter stand out from the rest. One of the first things collectors look for when determining the value of any coin is its condition. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. In numismatics, the term grade refers to the quality of the coin. The most common grading system is based on a scale from 1 to 70, with 70 being the highest grade possible, meaning the coin is in perfect, uncirculated condition. Coins that are circulated and show signs of wear, such as scratches, discoloration, and damage from handling, will be worth far less than coins that are well preserved. A 1998 Washington quarter in mint state, or MS 65 and above, can easily fetch a higher price compared to a worn coin. To put this into perspective, coins that have been in circulation for many years can show varying degrees of wear. A 1998 quarter that has seen heavy circulation could have worn down edges, faded details, or discoloration, which will reduce its value. However, a 1998 Washington quarter that has been carefully stored in a safe or collector's case, with little to no signs of wear, will be much more desirable to coin collectors. The higher the grade, the higher the potential value, especially for collectors who specialize in acquiring coins in uncirculated or near-perfect condition. Another factor that contributes to the value of a 1998 Washington quarter is the mint mark. The mint mark indicates where the coin was produced, and it can have a huge impact on the coin's value. On the 1998 Washington quarter, the mint marks appear beneath the date on the obverse side of the coin. The mint marks you'll encounter are the P for the Philadelphia Mint, the D for the Denver Mint, and the S for the San Francisco Mint. Philadelphia was the largest producer of these coins, so the 1998 Philadelphia Mint quarter is the most common. However, the Denver and San Francisco Mint marks are less common, and they can often be worth more, depending on the condition and specific demand from collectors. In particular, the San Francisco Mint was known for producing proof coins. These coins were specially struck with polished dies and a high-quality finish, intended for collectors rather than circulation. The 1998 S-proof quarters, with their mirror-like finish, are especially sought after. If you happen to find a 1998 S-proof quarter in pristine condition, it could be worth significantly more than its face value. While we're talking about rare varieties, it's important to mention minting errors, which can drastically increase a coin's value. Minting errors happen when something goes wrong during the minting process, and they can create coins that are unique. These errors can include off-center strikes, double strikes, die cracks, or even coins with missing elements such as part of the date or lettering. For example, if you come across a 1998 Washington quarter with a double die error, where the design appears doubled due to a malfunction with the die, that coin could be worth thousands of dollars. Similarly, an off-center strike, where the design is not properly centered on the coin, can be another highly desirable error among collectors. It's the combination of the coin's condition, the mint mark, and any minting errors that can increase its value substantially. While it's not common to find a rare error coin in your everyday change, it's certainly possible. And when you do, it can make a huge difference in the amount of money you could make from selling the coin. But there's one more crucial element that plays a part in determining the value of a 1998 Washington quarter: the collector demand. Just like any other collectible, demand plays a huge role in how much a coin is worth. A coin that has a strong collector following can often be worth more than a similar coin that doesn't have the same level of interest. The 1998 Washington quarter is part of a larger series that has grown in popularity over the years, especially among collectors who are interested in completing a full collection of Washington quarters. When demand for a particular coin increases, so does its price. So, let's get to the most exciting part of this video: the value of the 1998 Washington quarter. If you happen to find a coin that is in near perfect condition, say, a 1998 S-proof quarter with a perfect grade, or a coin with a rare minting error, you could be looking at a significant financial windfall. A coin like this could be worth an incredible $98,000. Yes, you read that correctly, $98,000. This is the kind of price that you might expect for an exceptionally rare and valuable coin, and it shows just how much certain 1998 Washington quarters can be worth. In conclusion, while the 1998 Washington quarter may appear to be a simple and common coin at first glance, it has the potential to be a valuable collectible, depending on its condition, mint mark, and any unique features. If you've got a 1998 quarter lying around in your collection or even in your pocket change, it might be worth taking a second look. You never know, it could be the key to a major windfall. As always, keep an eye on your coins, and who knows, your next big discovery could be waiting right under your nose. Thanks for watching today's video. If you enjoyed learning about the 1998 Washington quarter and want to dive deeper into the fascinating world of coins, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Happy coin hunting, and remember, the next valuable coin might be closer than you think.